Hello, everyone. My name is Emily,
My name is Brianna.
My name is Connor.
My name is Alan.
and today we're presenting our AI resume matching system for community colleges. Our system uses AI to evaluate resumes against the California Community College minimum qualifications to help the hiring review process.
Community colleges often receive a large number of applications for faculty positions, and reviewers must compare each candidate's resume against minimum qualification requirements manually. This process can be time consuming and difficult to scale efficiently, especially when application volume increases. Manual review may also lead to inconsistencies between evaluations and longer hiring times for departments and students. Our system focuses on improving this workflow by using AI assisted analysis to support faster and more consistent and organized qualification review.
So here's the objective we made to answer that problem. We are going to build an AI-assisted tool that will help reviewers evaluate their resumes against these requirements. First, this AI needs to check the qualifications, so it needs to take all this resume content and then check it across the qualifications. And then we're going to have this be very consistent. It's going to apply the same process across all submitted resumes, and it's going to reduce any sort of human error. And then it's going to have clear results so the people that are using the system can see if these resumes are matching up to the minimum qualifications or not.
Now I'll walk you through how our system works from start to finish. As shown in the workflow diagram, the process begins when a user uploads a resume and selects a specific discipline, the discipline being a major or concentration. Once the resume is uploaded, the system extracts the text from the document so it can be analyzed. This is important because the resume comes in different formats, like a PDF or Word. So we need a way to standardize the data. Next, the system compares the extracted content against the minimum qualifications for the discipline. These qualifications come from the California Community College MQ database. Then we decide to use AI through AWS Bedrock, specifically the Claude model, to evaluate whether the candidate meets these requirements. Instead of just looking for keywords, the AI analyzes the context of the candidate's education and experience. Finally, the system generates a result that shows whether the candidate meets the qualifications, along with a breakdown explaining which requirements were satisfied and which were missing. The entire process helps automate what would normally be a manual and time consuming review.
This slide here shows the overall architecture of our system and how each component connects. The front end was built with React and is deployed through AWS Amplify. This is where users log in, select the discipline, upload resumes, and view their results. The backend uses Node.js and Express. It's deployed through AWS Elastic Beanstalk. It handles authentication, file uploads, review requests, and communication with the database and AI services. PostgreSQL stores user information and review history. Amazon S3 stores uploaded resume files. For the AI-assisted review, we integrated AWS Bedrock with Claude to analyze resume content and compare it against the selected discipline's MQ requirements. Together, these services create a full stack for resume qualification reviews.
Here is an overview of the main front-end components of our application. To the left is the login page. This is where users securely access the system. In the center is the dashboard. This is where users will upload resumes and select a discipline for evaluation. The dashboard acts as the main interaction point between the user and the system. To the right is an example of the review results page. This system generates structured qualification feedback, including overall match percentage, met requirements, and supported evidence extracted from the resumes. It helps reviewers quickly understand how a candidate aligns with the selected discipline requirements.
Okay, and here's how our backend works. First, it's going to receive the file. We use AWS Amplify with Cloud Point 6. We do this because it has a really high context window and because it's really good at extracting text, is what I've noticed. And then, of course, it'll extract the text off that resume. It'll take all the important content out, and then it's going to evaluate it against the requirements. We have all these requirements stored in a database, so it's going to look into the area of the database with the requirement that the resume is supposed to fulfill, and then it's going to cross it along those requirements. After that, it does all the analyzing. It's going to return the results back to the user, and it's going to also store it in our S3 database.
On this slide, we can see an example of the results generated by our system. The system provides a clear qualification outcome, such as whether the candidate meets all the requirements. It also includes a structured breakdown showing how the decision was made. This is important because it makes the evaluation process more transparent and easier for reviewers to understand. Overall, our results show the system can consistently analyze resumes and provide reliable qualification feedback in a much shorter time compared to manual reviews.
Hmm. So during development, we encountered several technical and design challenges. One challenge we had was AWS deployment, especially configuring AWS services to work within Hartnell's deployment environment. We worked with Hartnell staff to ensure the connection of our front-end, back-end, database, and cloud services. Another challenge we had was involved the front-end design. The original interface was more simple, so we redesigned it with Tailwind's CSS to create a cleaner, more improved user experience. We also worked on improving the structure of the AI-generated evaluations. To do this, we tested the system with sample resumes and refined the prompts so the results were easier to understand and better aligned with the selected MQ requirements.
This project also has opportunities for future scalability and feature expansion. One of the future improvements we would be completing is a secure HTTPS backend deployment to improve production level security and deployment reliability. We would also like to add a resume text preview feature so reviewers can verify the exact content analyzed by the system. Another improvement is discipline management functionality, which would allow administrators to update qualification requirements directly through the interface instead of modifying backend files manually. And finally, we would like to add reviewer notes and decision tools to better support the overall hiring and evaluation workflow.
All right, so in conclusion, this product, I think we would say is a success. It does a great job reducing manual review time. It's very consistent across a lot of resumes. It very consistently, can cross-check it, and it will never really miss something if someone has a qualification. It always finds what they have and don't have, and it always cross-checks it across the requirements very well. And this is something we can scale up. We can add some more disciplines. We can enable this to view multiple resumes at the time. So overall, I would say we achieved our objective in making this project.
On top of that, we just want to give a small thank you to our mentors and faculty for their support throughout this project, and thank you for your time.